After using Studies Weekly with multiple children across multiple grade levels, would I buy it again? And the answer is yes, but there are a few things that I do wish I had known prior to investing in it. Hey there, and welcome to our homeschooling journey. In today's video, we will be talking about Studies Weekly. If you've been considering Studies Weekly, I do hope this video is able to help you make some kind of decision on whether or not it's going to be worth it for you and your family. When I was researching this curriculum, I found a few flip throughs and even less reviews from homeschool families who had actually completed an entire year with it. That's exactly why I decided to make this video to share with you all what worked with our family and what didn't. Before we jump in, I do want to mention that this video is not sponsored. We are not affiliated with Studies Weekly in any way. I'm simply sharing our experience with the curriculum since we have used it for a few years and across grade levels. Now, what is Studies Weekly? Studies Weekly offers social studies, science, health, and wellness curriculum for both homeschool families and traditional classrooms. One thing that I really appreciate is that they have a dedicated homeschool store, so families can purchase individual subscriptions instead of buying whole classroom sets. One of the things that makes Studies Weekly stand out is its newspaper style format. Instead of using public school textbooks, students receive colorful weekly publications. These are filled with short nonfiction articles, photographs, maps, charts, comprehension questions, puzzles, and writing activities. There's also an online platform that includes videos, interactive questions, and digital assignments. The print editions are consumable, meaning little ones can write directly on the pages, complete vocabulary activities, respond to writing prompts, highlight important information, or even cut out pieces for interactive notebooks and graphic organizers. I think this makes the curriculum feel much more engaging than simply reading from a textbook. For our family, we chose the California edition because it aligns with California state standards for science and social studies. Since we homeschool through a charter school and participate in state testing, having a standards aligned curriculum was one of the biggest reasons we chose it. Studies Weekly is also a secular curriculum. It was originally designed for public schools, and throughout the program, we haven't really encountered any religious instruction or faith based overview. One thing to note is that Studies Weekly does not offer placement tests, since the curriculum is designed to follow grade level state standards from kindergarten through grade 6. Here's how we used it. The first time we used Studies Weekly, I primarily used the print newspapers along with some of the teacher resources. Over time, though, I did find myself simplifying things and just mainly using the newspapers, worksheets, and assessments, which made it much easier to follow and fit into our homeschool routine. This year, however, we did go ahead and switch almost entirely to the online platform. And honestly, I think that's where Studies Weekly really shines. The online lessons follow the same weekly publications but include additional comprehension questions, additional videos, and interactive activities that help really reinforce what my little one was learning. I really appreciated the extra comprehension practice because it gave him additional reading practice while also preparing him for standardized testing. One of my favorite features was the flexibility. I was able to rearrange assignments, choose which activities to include, adjust the weekly workload, and assign assignments through the parent portal. As the year went on, my son became more independent and was able to complete most of his lessons on his own, only asking for minimal help during assessments if he had any questions. Plus, our schedule was really simple. We dedicated one day each week to science, one day to social studies, and one day to health, completing each week's activities in one sitting. Since we primarily used the online version, there was very little prep work besides logging in. Let's talk about what we loved. One of the biggest strengths of Studies Weekly is how open and go it can be, especially when using the online platform. The lessons are short, colorful, and straightforward, making them approachable for young learners without feeling too overwhelming. I also appreciate that families can choose between the print and online versions depending on their child's learning style or use both of them interchangeably. The print publications are great for children who enjoy highlighting, writing directly on the pages, or completing activities by hand, while the online platform offers helpful tools like reading aloud audio, highlighting, and note taking features, and automatically graded assignments. My son especially enjoyed the videos and visuals included throughout the lessons, as well as earning coins to be able to customize his little treehouse and pet room, which was a fun, motivational element for completing his work. Overall, I felt the curriculum presented information clearly, and at the elementary level, most answers could be found directly within the reading passages, helping build confidence and reading comprehension skills at the same time. Now, let's talk about what we didn't love. My biggest complaint is that Studies Weekly was clearly designed for a classroom setting before being adapted for homeschool families. Many of the teacher guide activities involve group projects or classroom discussions that don't really translate naturally into homeschooling. While these activities can be modified, doing so requires additional planning and preparation. Another downside is the lack of cumulative review throughout the year. Each week's lessons functions largely as its own standalone unit, and while previous concepts are occasionally revisited, the curriculum doesn't consistently build upon earlier lessons until the end of the year review, which is the last week. Finally, if you're looking for a highly hands on curriculum filled with experiments, projects, or deep unit dives, you'll likely want to supplement Studies Weekly with additional resources. Now, here's what I wish I had known prior to buying. I wish I had known that the online version is where the curriculum really shines. I wish I had known the teacher's guide is written for classrooms and not necessarily homeschool families. I wish I had known I didn't need to complete every activity to get the full benefit. I wish I had known that it works beautifully as a standards aligned foundation, but may need supplements for deeper learning. Here's how it worked for our family. My oldest daughter used the print version in middle school and often commented that she wished she had used the online read aloud feature much sooner because the amount of reading increases significantly in the upper levels. For our first grader, however, the online version worked amazingly. On days when he wasn't interested in reading independently, the audio feature made lessons much easier to complete and helped keep him engaged. He really enjoyed the videos and visuals included with each article, and I felt that the comprehension questions strengthened his reading skills while also reinforcing science and social studies concepts. Although we supplemented with even more workbooks to add extra writing practice and geography activities, Studies Weekly provided a solid foundation for covering California state standards while also remaining easy to customize for our homeschool. So, who would I recommend this for? I think Studies Weekly would be an excellent fit for traditional and secular homeschool families, especially those homeschooling through a charter school or anyone looking for a standards aligned curriculum. It's definitely well suited for parents who want an affordable, low prep option that is easy to implement while still covering important state standards. I also think it's a great choice for students who feel intimidated by large textbooks, since the newspaper style format breaks information into shorter, more manageable reading that feels much less overwhelming. If you're simply looking for an easy way to cover science, social studies, or health while keeping planning to a minimum, Studies Weekly could be a wonderful addition to your homeschool. On the other hand, I think it may be less appealing for families who prefer project based learning, deep unit studies, or a heavily literature based approach. It may also not be best fit for those seeking high academic rigor or inquiry based science and history, as the lessons are designed to provide a broad overview of topics rather than an in depth exploration. Finally, because many of their curriculum does end after sixth grade, families looking for a curriculum that continues through middle school or high school may eventually need to transition to another program. Here are my final thoughts. Overall, Studies Weekly has been a great fit for our homeschool, and yes, I would absolutely purchase it again. For our family, it provides an easy, low prep way to cover California state standards while still leaving plenty of room to customize our homeschool with literature, hands on activities, and supplemental workbooks whenever we want to explore a topic more deeply. Is it perfect? No. It was originally designed for a classroom setting, so some of the teacher guide activities require modification for homeschool use, and it isn't the most rigorous or project based curriculum available. However, if you're looking for a secular, standards aligned curriculum that is affordable, straightforward, and easy to implement, I think Studies Weekly is definitely worth considering. For us, it serves as a strong foundation for science, social studies, and health, and then we simply build upon that foundation with additional resources that fit our family's learning style. Most importantly, after using it with multiple children across multiple grade levels, I can confidently say that I would buy it again. It has earned a place in our homeschool because it helps us cover important state standards while giving us the flexibility to make learning our own. I do hope this review was helpful. If you guys have any questions or comments about Studies Weekly, please go ahead and drop them down below, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.